Welcome to the Divine Living Talk Show. I'm your host, Gina DeVee, and this is your weekly motivation segment. You are 10 minutes away from being inspired, clear, and ready to rock out your business this week. So grab a coffee or green juice and let's get started. Welcome to the Divine Living Talk Show. I'm your host, Gina DeVee, and today we're talking about women being visible. Visible to yourselves, visible online, visible with building your businesses, visible in life in general. Now, from my own personal experience and my experience of doing this work for nearly 2 decades as a transformational coach, this is the number one subject that keeps women in bondage, hidden, obviously invisible, but ultimately not living the life that you're meant for, not living your purpose. And that is the greatest travesty of all. So today is the day that we unleash, unlock, change it up, and get over any feelings of insecurity, inadequacy, or inferiority so that you can be proud and confident and enjoy being the amazing woman you are in a highly visible way. So let's get down to this and let's get real right away. The whole thing about the fear of being visible is really about the fear of criticism, right? It's really about this, what you think other people are going to say about you if you raise your rates, get on stage, write the book, do that video, do that social media post. So this fear of criticism runs so deep in women. And I have a lot of compassion for this because I don't think it's just about brushing it off and saying, get over it and move on with things. Because as a feminine, wise woman and as a queen, you have to understand where this comes from for women like us. So being criticized is the modern day version of being excommunicated from the tribe. So way back in ancient times, if women didn't fall in line, follow status quo, follow the rules, do what they were told to, they would get kicked out of the kingdom, they would get kicked out of the tribe. The fate was death. They would freeze to death, be eaten by a wild animal, starve to death. If the tribe was the way of survival. So you can see that women would have to give up big parts of themselves and who they really were just to survive. Meaning the way status quo has been pounded into us is so that if we didn't follow status quo, we would literally die. Now, today is not that day, but in our cells and in our being and our spirit, for too many of us, it feels like it is that day. Because if we are criticized or kicked out of our religious circle or our social circle or our business circle, it can feel like we are not going to be okay at the level of like we are going to die. And so I want to lovingly wake you up to the truth. I know it feels that way. I know that because it feels that way so strongly that you've grown to believe that it is true. I am here to tell you it is not true. You are not going to die if someone criticizes you. You are going to die eventually in one day, and when you die, you will die with regrets if you don't get this area down. Meaning if you don't give yourself permission to live your life, and if you don't have your voice be more important to you than what anyone around you might be saying. Now, I know it's a tall order, but the good news is, and the great part of this is, it's going to get you really strong spiritually, especially in our modern day of internet marketing and social media, and just everybody seems to have an effing opinion. I wish more women like us would have the opinion. Any troll out there can have an opinion, and all of a sudden we make it like God because someone you've never met said something about your video. This is when we get to do, come on, sister, and please. The only voice that should matter to you are yours and God's. Your voice counts. And I get it's a different voice than your mother's or your father's or the people that are around you or in your neighborhood or in your church circle or your temple or your synagogue or your backpacking group or whatever. But this is your life and your voice matters. And it is your job as a queen to develop such a sense of self that you can exist in the world and feel safe and loved even when other people have a different opinion about you. So here's the other truth bomb that I'm about to share with you here. This whole thing about what you're afraid of other people are going to say about you, they've already said it. They said it like 3 Thanksgivings ago and every Thanksgiving since. They were saying it about you since you were a little girl. Like everyone has already been telling you that you shouldn't do whatever you're doing, that you're too much, that your ideas are too big, that you need to be more responsible, that you need to be more practical. Whatever the story is, they've already been saying this to you. So you might as well go be your impractical, flamboyant, I can do this and I'm going to make this dream happen self. This is what this day and age is about. And you have every resource available to you to live your best life. You don't get to pick how other people are going to respond to it. You don't get to pick what they're going to say about you. You only get what you focus on. And that you get to choose, which is a completely miraculous experience the more public you become. The other thing about becoming visible in the world is it's not 1982. Can we please all understand everyone is talking about everyone else. Everyone is judging everyone else. Everyone's leaving a comment about everyone else, whether or not they've met you. People are already talking. So this whole thing of like, I'm afraid to be visible because of what people are going to say. Why are you going for success then? Because everybody successful has had people think that they walk on water and that they're amazing and that they've changed their life and that they are the devil incarnate and that they are the most evil creature on the planet. Every successful person has this in every spectrum in between. So it's really time for women like us who are going for our careers, who are going for our impact, who are going for making money, living our jet-setter lifestyles, everything that's important to us, to get really clear on what you're about and you anchor into that. Because people are going to talk one way or another, and every successful person knows this. It can't be like, oh my God, I can't believe what she said about me on Instagram or Facebook or any of the other media outlets. Because of course, it's just this day and age. You know, a decade or so ago, it was like only for a certain group of people. Now this is just everyone. So I want to lovingly invite you into the conversation. Being visible makes you a target, yes. But being invisible also makes you a target because you know what they're saying about you right now? That you're not even going for it and that you're meek and that you're mousy and that you're boring and they're not going for your dreams. I know that they had to be saying that about me. That I was just sitting in the back row and trying to play it safe and trying to be Little Miss Perfect and never wanting to make a mistake or get it wrong. And then I did my pendulum swing and I made every mistake and I totally got it wrong. But now, thank goodness I gave myself all of it. Little Miss Perfect had to die. The Rebel Sister wasn't that much fun. But being in alignment is so where it's at. And today, I get to live my truth. And today, what I get in the core of me, it is not my business what other people think of me. It is not my business what other people say about me. If you enjoy this video, that is awesome. If you don't enjoy this video, that is your choice as well. Because here's my choice. I'm living my life. I am being bold, I am being proud, and for the 3% of people out there who have seen my stuff and don't love it, I can tell you this, and this much I promise you, I get letters every single day from women around the world telling me how something that I said or shared or taught was totally life-changing for them. And that is all I care about. That is what I'm lit up about. That is what I am committed to. That's what I'm dedicated to. And it is for that reason I will be visible. It's more fun than not, but it's not all fun. And as a queen, I'm okay with that. I'm not in the princess mentality that thinks that everything needs to be perfect and that if I want to be famous and make the money and be the jet setter, that it doesn't come with a different level of responsibility and challenges as well. I'm available to be the queen of my life, and I know that you are too. So it's time to totally get out of hiding, stop looking at what other people are saying about anyone else, even including you. And the best way for you to feel safe and secure and strong about being visible in the world is first become visible to yourself. When I became visible to me, when I became visible to my needs, when I became visible to who I really am, that's when I got so rock solid that I was able to love everyone else regardless of their opinion because I didn't self-abandon and I was visible to me. So today, you go be visible to you. You connect with your source and your maker. You make this a spiritual journey. You only stay in your business because what does Byron Katie say? There's only 3 kinds of businesses: yours, other people's, and God's. So you go stay in your business. Invite God and Spirit to be with you along the way. Be visible to you and go change the lives that you're meant to change. If you needed this, which you know you do, there's so many others that do as well. Please leave a comment below about what it is you are going to be committed to being visible today, and do share this video far and wide with all the other women that need this message as well.